Hey everybody, Nicholas from Dead by Dice here. In this video I am going to create a character in the brand new role-playing game Blade Runner. So to do that I am using the Foundry Virtual Tabletop system that I own, and have also installed the game system Blade Runner, which is a free install inside Foundry. It does not contain any content, but it only contains character sheets and like a framework for this game. As you can see, I have a list on the right in the screen, and this is a bullet list published in the core rulebook. I've taken a screenshot of it, and it shows the 14 steps you need to go through to create the character. So you have, for example, here, choose or roll if you're a human or replicant, choose or roll for your Blade Runner archetype, and so on. This makes it very easy to create characters within Blade Runner. So I will shut that down now because it will hide other things on the screen when we create the character. So the first I need to do is to create an empty character sheet inside Foundry. And I do that like this, and we call this character Brent, for example. Nice name, I think. And here we have an empty character sheet. So we can also change the image here of the portrait, like so, for example. And let's start. The first point in the list is to choose or roll if you're a human or a replicant. And that is done by rolling a d6, and on 1, 2, 3, I'm human. On 4, 5, 6, I'm a replicant. So let's roll one of the 3D dice here inside Foundry. And this shows that I am a replicant. On bullet list point number 2, choose a role for your Blade Runner archetype. And there is a table for archetypes in the core rulebook, and it says roll a d12. So I will roll that. And it gives me 10. And that means I am an inspector. So I will go over here and put inspector there. I will read the inspector flavor text to you from the core rulebook. You're a quintessential marshal, torn from the time immemorial of trench coat wearing, liquor drinking, bullet slinging bastards and bulldozers who can strut into the meanest bar, the darkest alley, and everybody knows the law just walked in. And means business. As a walking Voidkamp machine, you've made a career out of pushing people's buttons and getting to the core of who or what they really are. Looking where you shouldn't, going where you're unwelcome, picking the wrong fights, asking the wrong questions, peeling back bandages and pouring salt into the wounds. Whatever it takes to make people show their true colors. It's cost busted rib or two, but you've been honed and you've been honed an uncanny knack for understanding people and pissing them off. It's made you a great detective and a huge pain in the ass on and off the clock. You know it. Don't care. You're so used to your own bullshit. It's as much as a second skin as the cynicism, sardonic wit. You're so used to your own bullshit. It's as much a second skin as the cynicism, sardonic wit, and hip flask you wear like you wear, and hip flask you wear like bulletproof armor. Leave tech to politicians. You're a goddamn one-man slaughterhouse. And come on. And common courtesy isn't your job. And common courtesy isn't in your job description. But hey, at least the white dragon gives you noodles on the house. Yep, that's the archetype. Then we have number 3. Choose or roll for your years on the force. And that is a D12. So we hit D12 and roll. 5. 5 years on the force. And that in this table means that we are seasoned. And then we have a place here, a field here for putting 5. Then we have number 4, determine your attributes. And the attributes are the first line up here: strength, agility, empathy, and intelligence. And as a standard, you have C in everything. But since you are a seasoned inspector, you just rolled 5. That means that you can choose and up 3 attributes. You can, for example, up several steps, but 3 steps in total from strength, agility, empathy, and intelligence. So I will rise, for example, agility to A. That's 2 steps. And then, for example, empathy to B. On step number 5, it says calculate your health and resolve ratings. And that is done automatically here in this character sheet. So you see you have health 4 and resolve 3. Now it's time to choose your skills. And the skills are also dependent on your archetype. The skills are what you see here underneath strength, agility, empathy, and intelligence. You see, for example, hand-to-hand combat, force, stamina, medical aid, observation, tech, manipulation, insight, connections, stealth, mobility, firearms, and driving. Those are the 13 base skills that you have in the game. And you can choose freely. How much you can raise them is dependent on how many years on the force you have. So I have 5 years. That means I have 10 steps I can raise these. And since I am a inspector, there are some skills, some key skills that I need to raise an extra step before that is obligatory for this archetype. And those are, in my case, let's see here, they must be on level C or higher. So, for example, my archetype have firearms, observation, and connections. So firearms must be C. That's 1 step. It was observation. Observation we have here. And we have connections. That's here. Those are the 3 those are 3 steps. And I can, for example, up them more. If I raise this to A, then I have used 5. I can raise manipulation to B. I have 6, 7. Force. I raise it to C. That's 8. Stealth. I raise that to C. That's 9. And I raise the insight to C. That's 10. So now I have raised all the skills 10 steps in total. And now I have to roll for my speciality. And those are a small table inside the archetype page in the core rulebook. And as an inspector, I have to choose from, or my options are hardened, married to the job, and smokes. And those three specialities, I can roll and choose one of them. Or I cannot choose one of them. I can roll it and let's see what I get. So I roll a d6. And that is a 2 because 1 and 2 is 1, 3 and 4 is 2, and 5 and 6 is 3. So that's 2. Married to the job. So I will put that, let's see. Specialities. Married to the job. I put it there, and let's see what that means. Reading from the list of specialities, married to the job. You can go for 4 shifts without downtime before suffering stress instead of the normal 3. Okay, I'm like a workaholic then. Next on the list, number 8, is choose or roll your key memory. And your key memory is a memory, maybe from your childhood or from in some point in your life that is very important to you. It's an essential part of who you are, it says in the core rulebook. No matter if they are real or artificially engineered, each player character in the Blade Runner role-playing game has a key memory of some defining event in the past. So we can roll that too. And there are some tables for this. They're called memory tables. So we will roll from memory table number 1. It's about when did it happen. So we roll a d6 for this. And we get number 4. And number 4 says, when you were an older teenager, turning into a young adult. So I will copy this. And I will see here if I can paste it here. That is from the first table. Then we look at table number 2. It's called memory table 2, and it's about where did it happen. And I am going to roll a d12 for this. And I get 10. In a wintry landscape covered by snow, it says. And I copy that and paste it. Then on table number 3, who was there? Roll a d12. 2. Your sibling. I paste that here just for you to see. Otherwise, I may have written something on my own from this information. And then we go to memory table number 4, and that's a D12, and it's about what happened. A D12. You took part in a battle or a massacre. I copy that and paste it there. And then at last we have memory table number 5. How did it make you feel? And that's another D12. It made me feel terrified. Number 11. So, when you were an older teenager turning into a young adult in a wintry landscape covered by snow, you and your sibling, you took part in a battle or a massacre. You felt terrified. That's cool, isn't it? Now we have that key memory, and then we go on to roll for your relationship, your key relationship. And the key relationship is the most defining element of your character. It's a person that is very near you, a relationship to someone that you have. So let's go to relationship table 1. Who is it? Rolling a d12. And it says DIJI. And I believe that is kind of a digital companion. And we roll for the relationship table 2. What's your relationship like? And the D12 again. It says it's protective. Let's jot that down here. DIJI. Protective. We roll for the next table, table 3 of relationships. And that's another D12. 5. You think they are hiding something. Copy that. And that's it for the relationship tables. Now, with this information, you need to build something extra. I mean, you have to fill out this relationship with something that is more understandable. But these are the conditions for the key relationship. Bullet point number 9 tells us to, bullet point number 10, get your standard issue gear. And as a Blade Runner, you have a standard issue gear, which is a badge. It's a PKD blaster or 357 subcompact. It's a knowledge integration assistant. And it's a detective special spinner. So I will put them down here. And then on number 11, we have a signature item, and there is a table for that. And we need to roll a d12. And our signature item is a dog tag. After this, we have number 12, choose or roll for your appearance. And that table is in the archetype. And we would roll a d3, which means a d6 divided by 2. That gives us 1.5. Okay, that's a 2. And we are a smirk that cuts glass, a stare that stretches for miles, a clenched jaw that can take a punch, a clenched fist coiled and ready to give one back. I do copy that, and I will put it in here in appearance. And then we can roll for our name, but we already chose one. I chose Brent, so I won't roll for that. Then roll for your home or describe it yourself. And the home we find also in the source book here. And we can roll a d12 for this. And we get 3, which means a sparsely furnished LAPD housing apartment in Sector 5. Small and claustrophobic. Yeah, that's it. That's my home. And I copy that from the PDF and I put it in here in my biography on the home section. Like this. Now we have rolled everything for the first character that we have created. So now we need to work a little bit more, I guess, probably with the biography notes and fill it out with interesting stuff and some personal information about this Blade Runner. Well, that was everything for me. I have shown how to roll this character, how easy it is to do it in Foundry. And I hope you enjoyed this video and now have an understanding for what attributes and what skills to roll and how easy it is to roll this, create those characters inside this game. Well, thank you for watching and have a really nice night. See you next time. Bye.